Hello and welcome to the Pro14 round 14 predictions brought to you by DrivingMaul. Hi, I'm Paul, the guy behind DrivingMaul, a podcast, a YouTube channel, a Twitter channel and a website bringing you all the best in rugby predictions and opinion. So yes, we're back after what seems like an absolute age to the Pro14 with all the teams. There's none of this messing around with just one team or just one game for the weekend. We have the full set. And we kick off with Dragons hosting Glasgow Warriors. And now Dragons do love a Friday night at Rodney Parade, but they are up against Glasgow, who have only lost one game all season. And even though Glasgow will be shorn of all of their internationals, Dragons impacted less so, you've got to say Glasgow Warriors should win this one. I'm back in the visiting team by 7. Connacht then host Ospreys. Two sides who have won 4, lost 9, not having a great seasons. Connacht just above Ospreys in Group A. I'm going to go with the home side, Connacht. They're also impacted less by the internationals. Ospreys obviously missing Bigger and Webb. So, you've got to say that Connacht have got to be favourites in that one. So the home team by 5 there. Edinburgh host Leinster. Now this is obviously the time you want to be playing teams like Leinster who have lost players to the Six Nations. But Edinburgh, being only one of 2 teams in Scotland, obviously have lost a few players themselves as well. And Leinster have got good depth. So I'm going to say Leinster by 3 in this one. If it wasn't for the Six Nations, I'd go by a bigger margin than that. Ulster are hosting the Kings. Now, obviously the South African sides won't be impacted by the Six Nations. But even so, the Kings have been poor this season. They've lost all 13 of their games, and I can't see that changing. So Ulster by 15 in that one. I'm looking at quite a big win there. Then we have Munster hosting Zebre. Now, with only 2 players from the Italian team coming from outside of Italy, you've got to say that Zebre and Treviso are impacted greatly. Munster obviously are impacted as well, but that's spread out across 4 teams. Okay, most of the Irish team come from Munster and Leinster. But you've got to say at home Munster by 10 there. Cardiff host Cheetahs, and I guess this is where I'm looking at maybe there being an upset. Both Cheetahs haven't won away from home yet, or they have won away from home, but that was against the Kings in South Africa. They haven't won outside of South Africa this season. Cardiff aren't having a great season, but won't be that impacted by the Six Nations. Remember that the Wales backline was all Scarlets players bar 1, for example, and that one player came from Worcester Warriors. So you've got to say that Cardiff's backline at least should be pretty much intact. But still, I'm backing the Cheetahs here to win this one by 3. They will have their entire squad to choose from, whereas Cardiff will be slightly impacted by the internationals. Finally, to round things off, Treviso hosts Scarlets, so obviously it'll be a much changed side from Scarlets. Both these teams will be decimated by the losses to internationals. And as I say, the Italian team is pretty much from Treviso and Zebre from 2 teams, and Scarlets have given up their entire back line pretty much. But even so, I think Scarlets continue their winning ways, and I'm backing Scarlets to win that one by 7. So that's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down below. Always up for good old rugby chat. And also you can get hold of me on Twitter at DrivingMaul. And enjoy whatever rugby you're watching this weekend. I will be live straight after the England-Wales game on YouTube. So if you want to have live post-game reaction, then tune in for that.